Today I'm going to review the latest Halloween film, and it's called Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends came out in 2022 and is the 13th film in the series, and it's the final of the trilogy that started with Halloween in 2018, Halloween Kills in 2021, and Halloween Ends in 2022. All three of these films are directed by David Gordon Green and star Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween Ends has four writers: Paul Brad Logan, Chris Bernier, Danny McBride, and the director David Gordon Green. Music was by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies. The film runs 111 minutes, cost $30 million. Jamie Lee Curtis has starred in 7 Halloween films. The first was Halloween in 1978, Halloween 2 in 1981, then she came back for Halloween H2O in 1998, Halloween Resurrection in 2002, and then this trilogy. The film stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Andi Matichak, Rohan Campbell, Will Patton, Kylie Richards, and Jude Courtney. So this review won't have any spoilers, so I'll not go into the plot, but it basically ends the trilogy that they're doing of the Halloween films, and they're trying to do something a little bit different with this film, which I'll not really get into details about. So it's really a mixed bag, this film. There's bits I like and there's bits I hate. So I'll start the review with the things that I like about the film, and then I'll get on to the things that I don't like. One of the best things about the film is seeing Jamie Lee Curtis again. It's always great to see her in. She's a great actress. It wouldn't be the same without her in a Halloween film. However, she is 63, so she's getting on a bit. Hey, hell, Jamie Lee Curtis was bloody 63 year old. Looks more like fucking 73. And because of her age, she does look a bit silly in some of the action sequences where she's battling Michael Myers. I also like the beginning of this film, about the first 15 minutes. It's sort of like a mini film in itself. It sets up the film, the plot, and also after it you see the great titles with the pumpkin and the theme music from John Carpenter. That really got us pumped up. So I thought this film was going to be pretty good. However, I ended up being really disappointed with it. Michael Myers is hardly in it. He's sort of like a side character. Bloody Michael Myers might as well have not been in the fucker until the ending, the final act. But the trouble with that is, when he does get into action with Jamie Lee Curtis, it's kind of like OTT. With her being an oldish woman, and she looks old, so you see scenes where he's throwing her around and stuff, where if that was genuine she'd break her bones and things with her being old. So the action scenes weren't very realistic. Hey, Michael Myers fighting a bloody hard granny. Soft as bloody shit it was. And without getting into details, the main criticism I have with this is Michael Myers seems to have, he's able to do something that he hasn't been able to do in previous films. And it's kind of like rewriting the bloody franchise. Hey, is it a bloody Halloween film or a fucking Dracula film? I can't make head or tail of the bugger. And I disagree with stuff like that when they try to change the rules of what's gone on previously. It's ridiculous. It's a bit, it's kind of like similar to what Chris Chibnall's done with Doctor Who, rewriting the rules, saying the Doctor comes from a different planet and stuff, instead of Gallifrey, and about the timeless child nonsense. This is kind of like a little bit similar because it's trying to rewrite the rules of the Halloween franchise. Saying Michael Myers can do these things. It's funny how he couldn't do it in the other films, and it's kind of disrespectful to the fans. Halloween came out bloody 44 years ago, so there's fans that love that film and that follow the series of films. Then they get this one. Hey Phil, This film's too bloody PC and woke. Why is that, Bones? Well, there's no bloody tits in it. So they probably thought they were going to try something a little bit different, which, fair enough, that's good, but they don't follow through with it. It goes back to the usual previous films, where it's just murdering people with knives, and that kind of gets boring. Although there is one or two good gore effects. Look out for the tongue. But I especially thought the middle section of this film's quite boring. The plot's all over the place. Not surprising, because they've got 4 writers doing this film. They should only really have 1 writer, or 2 at the most, but 4? And that's the trouble with modern horror films. There's too many reboots of the series, or remakes. They're nearly always boring. They're just copies of an original film. So I find them pointless to watch. I'd much rather watch original stuff. And this film's trying to have a message about the evil within people. There's inside evil and there's outside evil. But it doesn't go anywhere with that idea. So when you compare this with the 1978 film, it's chalk and cheese. There's no tension in this film and it's not scary at all. Whereas the 78 version's a masterpiece. Even part 3, that unusual film Season of the Witch, I thought that was great too. So really I only like the original, and part 3, that's quite good. All the other parts in the series are kind of boring. They're just doing the same old stuff. So overall I thought this was probably the worst in the series of films, and it's kind of like an insult to the fans, changing the rules and the Halloween lore, what's gone on before. And also, if Michael Myers is her older brother, then he must be about at least 65 by now. So it's ridiculous. So what did I think about the film? I did enjoy the start. The first 15 minutes were pretty good. Then it goes downhill fast. I think it's the worst in the series. So out of 10. I think I'd be generous. I'll give it 3. Aww. 3 out of 10. At least Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. What did you think, Bones? Did you like it? I thought it was utter shit. Gets bloody nout. One of the worst bloody horror films I've seen. Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.